Over the course of our time in the UK, we've tried so many amazing British dishes. We tried bangers and mash at a local pub, had proper fish and chips by the seaside, and even tried an enormous Cornish pasty in Cornwall. But there are still so many classic British dishes that we haven't experienced yet. And so today we're going to be spending the full day eating British food, trying or attempting some classics. Things like bubble and squeak, which many of you pointed out was missing from our full English breakfast attempt. And we're also going to try to make our very first Ploughman's lunch, and more.
For breakfast, we are attempting to make bubble and squeak, which is something that a lot of you guys suggested to us. And a lot of you told us that you use a lot of leftover things from like a Sunday roast, because it's little vegetable patties, and we didn't have Sunday roast, so I just kind of prepped all those things that we're going to put in them today.
The recipe we found online called for carrots, cabbage, and potato, so that's what Jeremy cooked. I am really excited to try bubble and squeak after so many of you told us that we had to try it, and I'm really excited to try making it in our new Tyfer Dome air fryer, which is the sponsor of today's video. Tyfer recently sent us this Dome air fryer, and we've been using it for a few weeks now and absolutely love it. It's really easy to use. The capacity of this air fryer is so large that we can even fit a whole pizza in here. And it only took us about 8 minutes to cook this pizza rather than the 21 to 28 minutes it says on the instructions. And it's self-cleaning, which is amazing. But I think the part that we love the most is how quiet it is. It is so quiet, especially because the last air fryer we had was much, much louder. Definitely an upgrade in that department.
What's really cool about this air fryer is the technology behind it. The dome shape actually helps circulate the air more evenly, so everything cooks consistently. Plus, the touchscreen makes it super intuitive. You can adjust the time and temperature really easily, and there are even preset modes for different types of food. And when you're done cooking, the self-cleaning mode is pretty amazing. The bubble and squeak seems pretty simple. From this recipe, you pretty much just mix all of the 3 ingredients and then put a little bit of oil on the outside of the little patties while they cook. The recipe says to preheat the air fryer if required. It's not required for us, so that makes it a little bit easier. The recipe tells us to cook it at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 390 degrees for us Americans, for 16 minutes, and then halfway through we'll flip them over.
While these are cooking, I have to mention how versatile this air fryer is. Last night we made Kansas City barbecue pork chops in here, and they turned out amazing. It has preset options for all kinds of things, steak, bacon, you name it, and everything cooks really quickly, but still has the perfect texture and flavor. Like our pork chops last night were super juicy inside, but had this beautiful caramelization on the outside. When I say that this thing is a huge upgrade from our old air fryer, I truly mean it. It is game-changing in a lot of ways.
It's time to check on the bubble and squeak. Give them a little flip over, and they're looking pretty good.
Did people tell us to spoon the hot oil over it? Is this what they mean? I don't know. I think that looks pretty good, don't you?
Yeah,
it came out kind of weird. They look nice and crispy.
They do look pretty good.
Gonna serve them with an egg and a sausage. A traditional British sausage that we got from a Brit that makes them here in the US. And in our last video, where we made a full English, a lot of people had a problem with the eggs I made. I thought we just made eggs whatever way we wanted to, and I like to make them over medium, but apparently it seems much more common for a sunny side up egg. So I attempted that, but I don't know how it turned out. We'll see. Not quite a full English.
It's a partial English.
But fully delicious.
Hopefully. That's really nice. I like the mixture of the potato and the carrot and the cabbage. I think I seasoned the cabbage the best out of the things, so I think that helps a little bit too. And I like the crispy crust edge outer part of it. It's good. I like the mixture we used, but I also read in the recipe that you can use other kinds of leftover veg for it. So I would like to try it at some point with some other things too.
That makes sense, because leftover roast things. What do you put in your bubble and squeak? Do you put different veg? Do you put green veg in it? I bet you probably could. since that's common with a Sunday roast, right? Also, to those of you who told me to fry the egg and use the hot oil to drizzle over the egg to fry it, 10 out of 10. That was a good recommendation because that egg came out pretty nice. I mean, it might not be the best presentation-wise, but taste-wise it's good, right? Yeah. Was that rude of us to go outside and not invite you when we had food even? Carly says this banger is a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much to those of you who recommended that we try Bubble and Squeak, because that was really, really good. You should definitely check out Typher air fryers. We will leave a link in the description as well as the code here on the screen. That will get you a discount on their products.
Now it's time for lunch and we're gonna try something that we've never assembled ourselves before, so we'll see how that goes.
Despite visiting our fair share of pubs across the UK, we only actually ordered a Ploughman's lunch one time, and a lot of our viewers told us it wasn't a proper Ploughman's. So we're gonna attempt to try to assemble one here today, which could go interestingly because we're not in the UK currently. I only recently learned from Reddit that this isn't some ancient British meal that's been passed down from generation to generation. I guess it's only been around since the 50s. This Reddit that I found said that it was actually invented as a clever marketing campaign by the Cheese Bureau in the 1950s when cheese rationing ended. I loved the comment that said, another conspiracy headed by Big Cheese.
It's kind of a hotly debated topic what should be in a proper Ploughman's, but from what we've read, the main three items are usually bread, cheese, and Branston pickle, which seems to be part of this whole thing.
The marketing ploy of the Big Cheese.
The Big Cheese. Kind of smells like Monster Munch and I'm into it.
Now we are in the US, so we did have some trouble finding some of the things that we were looking for, like British cheddar. We couldn't find any locally, so we ended up getting a good quality American cheddar and a white cheddar, which is more similar to British cheddar. We also tried to find Stilton, since that's one of Jeremy's favorite British cheeses, but we couldn't find that either, so we just got a standard American blue cheese. We did get some European butter, which I think is worth every penny. If you've ever had American butter, you probably know it's not quite as good. I feel like there's much debate about what kind of fruit. It seems like grapes and apple are the most common. We happen to have Cosmic Crisps, which are, in my opinion, the best apple. They're from my home state of Washington State, and they're really nice and crispy. They are a Cosmic Crisp. So hopefully they pair nicely with the pickled onion and Branston pickle and pickle lily that we also have. I don't know that we've ever actually had Branston pickle, and I don't think pickle lily either. So I'm excited to try both of these. We did also find some pickled onions, although I think this is an American brand. We couldn't really find anything besides this. So you'll have to let us know what your pickled onion brand is, your go-to brand is. Seems like baguette was a popular choice for the bread option, and so we picked up a baguette yesterday at the supermarket. I don't know if it's going to be European quality, but it's better quality than probably most supermarket bread. You know, as you were assembling this, Jeremy, I was thinking, this looks like when we have picky bits with our friends Jason and Josh. Or I guess a lot of you have told us that your version of that is nibbles, or I think we've heard some other things, but those seem to be the most common phrases for when you just kind of assemble a little bits and scraps. I didn't even realize that that's what a Ploughman's lunch kind of is. So I'm just gonna put a little butter on my baguette. It's kind of cold, it came out of the fridge. But we have used this already and it's nice and creamy. Definitely better. I'm gonna just do like a layer of cheese, and then I'm gonna just try, oh, I should have got like a spoon or something, but I'll use this fork. I'm just gonna do like a little bit of the Branston pickle. I don't know, is that a good amount?
I don't know.
Is it like Marmite? Can you have too much too easily?
I don't think it's going to be quite as intense as Marmite.
That's so interesting. Because it tastes like a relish, like a relish that we would put on like a hot dog here in the US. But it has more, like a more pungent flavor to it. It's not as sweet. It's like a little bit more like that vinegar sour flavor. It's good. It's good. I think it pairs nicely with the cheese. You know, the very first time that we did, the only time that we tried a Ploughman's, I was not the biggest fan of the pickled things and stuff, but I also feel like as we've traveled a lot more, I think my palate feels more open to the different British cuisines, especially some of the more like pickled things. Next, I'll try some piccalilli. I think similar to Branston pickle, this is like another, is that a pickled onion in the piccalilli?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I feel like this is something we see a lot and I'm always intrigued by it. Like, what is this? Cauliflower, onion, gherkin. Oh yeah, gherkin, not pickle. I keep calling it pickle, but it's gherkins. And silver skin onion. So yeah, that must be a pickled onion in the piccalilli. And then cauliflower. Interesting. Okay. All right, I'll give it a whirl. I like the Branston pickle better, but that is good. It's got a lot of flavors happening. Like you can taste the pickled onion, but then there's also a pretty strong mustard note to it. And I got a little bit of like gherkin goodness in there too. It's definitely has, I feel like it's more robust in what's happening, but I don't hate it. I don't know if I'm gonna like a pickled onion. Is this right? Am I just gonna eat it with like bread and cheese? Or is that weird?
Just eat it even by itself.
You'd eat it by itself? Well, I'll eat half of it by itself. I don't think I love that.
Hey, you're trying it.
I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. I think the first time that I tried this, the only other time I tried this, I didn't like it pretty much at all, but I don't know. I might be coming around to it. It's funny because I think with the pickled onion, I don't hate the flavor and I don't hate the texture, but I don't love either one. And I think the combination is just not my favorite. But I would, you know, I should try the pickled onion Monster Munch again because when I first tried that, I did not like that, but that was also a few years ago. So maybe I'd be open to it now. I know Jeremy loves it.
I do like it.
Your turn. What are you starting with?
I think I'm gonna go for some blue cheese with a little Branston pickle. You know, those are both pretty strong flavors, but I like them together. I think you'll have to try that, Kara.
Okay. Do you like that we cut everything up into smaller portions except the blue cheese? We're like, we'll just eat this whole brick of this.
It'll be fine.
Are you doing blue cheese with everything you try?
I think I'm gonna try some of the cheddar too.
Okay.
It does smell mustardy. The piccalilli is interesting because I got a piece of cauliflower, which cauliflower is a pretty neutral flavored thing. So it mostly just tasted mustardy. But I would assume with the gherkins and the onions being in there, the flavor bites could vary a lot. Because you had an onion in yours, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty nice though. I think I prefer the Branston pickle a little bit, but I like both of them.
I'm also just curious with the Branston pickle, what do you call this when it's not Branston pickle? Do you just call it like pickle? What do you call it? It seems like Branston pickle is the most popular, but
Yeah.
a lot of people prefer other brands or versions of it.
Interesting. So yeah, we'd have to, I guess, look into that, see what they call them.
Going for a pickled onion, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Go for it.
I mean, it definitely does give me Monster Munch-ish vibes. I think I like pickles more than you do, Kara.
That's
just in
true.
general.
That's true.
I think that's actually pretty good. Which is interesting, because when I was a younger person, I did not really care for onions all that much. But I like that. That's pretty tasty, honestly.
Gotta try the blue cheese with the Branston pickles since Jeremy said that was a good combo.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Is it too much, or do you like it like I do? No, it's too much.
My palate is delicate. I barely like blue cheese. That's not true. I like blue cheese, but
It was a little much for both.
it was a little bit too much. I thought the cheddar was very complimentary to it, though. Going for the Branston pickle apple combo, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
No?
No, that's not for me.
What all do you mix together? I think a lot of times when we try foods, people tell us that we're trying each thing individually when we should try a lot of them together. So like, what do you mix together? Do you do like apple and cheese and Branston pickle, or like what, do you have certain things that you do? Like what should we all try together? Because Jeremy didn't seem to like the Branston pickle apple combo.
No. Apple blue cheese, which I knew I would like. That was good.
I really like the pickle lily when you get a piece of cauliflower, because yeah, it's so much stronger on the mustard flavor. It doesn't have that onion to kind of counterbalance it. It's really good. I actually really like that. I don't know which one I like more, but I think the cauliflower chunks of the pickle lily might be slightly preferable to me over the Branston pickle, but dang, this is so good. I could definitely tuck into a Ploughman's like regularly. I would say we made a pretty good dent on our Ploughmans. Carly got to tuck into some cheese as well. What was your favorite combo?
You know, surprisingly, I think it was the Branston pickle and the blue cheese.
I think in the end, my favorite combo ended up being the bread, the cheddar, and the pickle lily. That cauliflower and the pickle lily was top notch. I really liked that. Also, shout out to apples and blue cheese, because that's a winning combo too. I think there were a lot more options we could have incorporated into our Ploughmans, like maybe some deli meat, or I think ham was a common thing. But I think overall we did really well. But I don't know, what do you think? What are your main ingredients on a Ploughman's? What are your requirements? And should we try them next time? Did we miss anything? Let us know.
It is becoming dinner time. We are starting to lose light. But after finishing off that Ploughman's lunch, we're both still not super hungry, so I think we're gonna make something small.
A viewer of ours, Allison, sent us a whole bunch of different packets and things to try, which we were gonna try tonight. But there is one important thing that I think we still will try from what she sent us. And if you've been watching our channel for a while, you might know that Jeremy loves fish and chip shop curry sauce. Chippy curry sauce? I don't know.
Yeah.
How would you say that?
I would say that.
Okay. Anyway, he loves a good curry sauce. It's pretty much impossible to find that here in the US. And Allison sent us a few different kinds to try, and we are gonna try this one right here. So tonight for dinner, we're having chips and curry sauce, baby. Are you excited?
I mean, I'm kind of always excited for chips and curry.
Now, after trying Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips last month, we have been told that we should just make our own fish and chips, which maybe at some point we will, but tonight we're taking the lazy route. We happen to have some golden steak fries that we just happen to have left over from having them before. So we're gonna have those. For American fries, they do seem the closest to a British chip as we have in the US, so I think it's gonna work. And we're gonna use our Typher air fryer to make them nice and golden crispy on the outside, but nice and smushy on the inside, hopefully like a British chip. Smells so good.
It does smell good.
I don't know about you. I'm assuming you have too, but I've been very much missing chip shop curry sauce.
Yeah. I bet you could find something similar here, but it hasn't been easy. I know how I'd do this, but Kara, do you want me to just pour it on top?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right.
It looks really good.
It smells really good.
Well, I think that you should do the honors, Jeremy, since you're the curry sauce king. I do want to mention that I've been packing around some chip forks since our time in the UK. This is the very last one. It feels very appropriate. It just happened to be sitting on the counter here, and we're gonna use it.
while we don't have proper chips here, these steak fries in the air fryer turned out really good, honestly. And I really like, I'm a sucker for a curry sauce. That's pretty tasty. Gotta get the right one.
Yeah.
That one looks good.
Gotta get one that is both chippy and curry saucy, I guess. Are they hot?
They're warm.
That is delightful. And honestly, these are the most chip adjacent chips that fries that we have, yeah. And they came out really nice in this air fryer. We've tried them in the air fryer we used to have. Not as good as this. So that's a cool thing. We have had a full day of British food and it has all been delightful. However, we can't have a proper day of eating British food and not have dessert. So we picked up these golden syrup steamed puds, which we've tried this Auntie's brand. We tried the Spotted Dick ones like 3 years ago before we had ever gone to the UK, but we have never tried the golden syrup. Earlier this year when we were looking for British products in American grocery stores, I came across golden syrup and I remember thinking, what do you do with that? And a lot of people told us, you guys gave us some of your recipes and things of what to do, but I thought this seems easy and somebody's already done something with it. Although I am noticing that the packaging looks like they drizzled some actual golden syrup over it and we do not have that. However, we do have bird's custard. The nice thing about these is that you just pop them in the microwave. There's little effort involved in making these, so that's good. I think before we ever went to the UK, our friend Sean and Caroline sent us some custard, but I think they were like little pods that we just added more milk to.
I think so, yeah.
So this is a new experience.
It's different.
There it goes. Bloop. It already looks like it kind of has the golden syrup already on it.
I
So
think that's part of what's at the very bottom.
Okay. So that
They may have added more, but
that makes sense because I saw the package and I thought, oh no, we needed to get golden syrup to put on top of it. Maybe we didn't even need the custard because it looks like it has a layer of it on it.
pudding super easy, 30 seconds in the microwave. The custard was also, easy. A little more time consuming, but easy.
I think the pudding itself smells really nice.
Yeah, it does smell nice.
Okay, do you want to, yeah, we should try it without the
Okay.
custard.
It's pleasant. It's kind of honey adjacent, I want to say, but not straight up like honey. It's nice. It's sweet.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but in my head, golden syrup is similar to what in the US we have is like Caro syrup, which I think is a brand, but it's kind of like a corn syrup thing. I don't know.
It seems to me like it has more flavor than like a corn syrup, but we'll see what you think. Like a more caramel-y flavor or something.
Oh, that's really good. I didn't care much for the spotted dick, but I also don't really like
raisins
sultanas.
or sultanas, yeah.
So this to me is really, really nice. And yeah, I would be interested in trying more of these because we've come across them in the UK before. I don't think either of us loved the spotted dick one we tried a few years ago, so we've never tried any others, but golden syrup's pretty good. Okay, let's put some custard on it, see how that goes. I'll just put a little bit on the side over here in case we don't like it. I better get more than that. I'll get a good amount of custard in there. I don't think it needs the custard. I think the pudding by itself has like, you know, some caramel flavors, there's definitely like some cinnamon or something in there. It's definitely got a good flavor profile already happening. The custard I don't think adds anything, but it is custard and it's delightful, so it's fine.
I like the custard on it.
Do you see? I thought the flavor profile was better without the custard. It didn't need the custard. Not that the custard's bad, but I thought it was good on its own.
It's not bad on its own. I just think I like the flavor of the custard more than I like the flavor of the pudding.
Okay, good to know. I mean, it is a nice vanilla flavor.
But good both ways.
We have had a lovely full day of eating as much mostly British food as we could find. And I think I would say for us both, maybe the highlight was the Ploughman's lunch. Like, we really got into that. But I think, enjoyed everything that we tried. If there are any recommendations that you have for our upcoming trip to the UK of any other foods that we should try, especially maybe more regional ones, like Lancashire hot pot is something that we've had on our agenda for a while. We're really gonna try to make it happen this year. Anything else that you can think of that might be more of a local delicacy, definitely let us know. We'd love to try more foods the next time we come over. Thank you again to Tyfer for sponsoring today's video. Make sure that you use the link in the description to get yourself a Tyfer Dome air fryer. They are awesome. Thank you to our patrons for always supporting our channel. We really appreciate your support. And if you've not seen the video where we tried a bunch of pub food on the first trip that we took to the UK, make sure you go check it out. It'll be right here. And we tried a lot of great things like bangers and mash, and not so great things like pork crackling, scratching. Not my favorite. We'll see you there.